A community next to Kliptown in Soweto says it's been suffering for years as sewage continues to fill the streets. As South Africa commemorated Human Rights Day yesterday, the residents feel that their basic rights have not been respected. Newzroom Afrika's Zikhona found the story.
The Walter Sisulu Square of Dedication in Kliptown, Soweto is a remembrance structure and a significant part of South Africa's history. The adoption and signing of the Freedom Charter took place here in June 1955. This is a watershed document centered around freedom and the rights of people. Just across the road, residents in this part of Kliptown live with this flowing sewage daily. Children are exposed to it and parents constantly have to keep a watchful eye that their little ones don't play in the stream. Meanwhile, this community doesn't even have flushing toilets. Moses Sohomo says he has been living here since the 1960s. The 73-year-old says they don't even know which door to knock on.
How long? Sometimes
residents say often when it rains, the waste overflows, even running into people's yards.
That's imagine how much our debts upila. You go parliament and permission manda permission goes and pabona modulanting. You like at
Community leaders Tembi Soyingwane says the sewage problem has been with them for years.
The sewer comes from Walter Sisulu Square of Dedication, going through to Soweto Hotel. The sewer runs across the street underneath the railway line and it goes down towards the riverside. So then the pipe, more especially when it's raining, it becomes more of a problem because people cannot move the street. It becomes very flooded and people cannot move.
Residents say on days where there are heavy rains, as we have seen recently in Gauteng, it becomes unbearable. They're demanding that something be done about this as soon as possible, as it is a hazard to their health. For Newzroom Afrika on channel 405, I'm Zikhona Tshona in Kliptown.
Well, just a note for you, as we continue to track that story, Newzroom Afrika has reached out to both Johannesburg Water and the City of Johannesburg for comment, and a response, we understand, is expected today. Our reporter, Zikhona Tshona, is back in Kliptown for us this morning, and she joins us now live. Zikhona, it's an irony, isn't it, to celebrate or commemorate Human Rights Day in those conditions?
Certainly, Michelle, and throughout the day we'll be speaking to people from this community. Given the history that this community has in our country, the Freedom Charter was signed here in 1955, just in front of me, the irony of that as well. And given the fact that this community does not have flushing toilets, so for these residents to have sewage flowing through their livelihoods is actually a very big deal, and it's something that government should be concerned about. As I've mentioned, throughout the day we will be tracking this story and speaking to people from here. As you've mentioned, we are expecting the City of Johannesburg as well as Joburg Water to respond to the concerns that the residents here have raised.
Certainly, Zikhona, and those are responses that we're waiting for, and once we have them, we'll bring it to you right here on the show. And of course, we'll talk to you, Zikhona Tshona, throughout the day as we continue to track that story.